and the text will be in English. And after the presentation, we'll have a few minutes to answer any questions that might arise during the presentation. Thank you very much again, and let's start. In simple terms, the goal of viticulture practices is to concentrate the glucose in the fruit, not just in the wine. The type of grape determines the flavor, the color, the sugar, the acidity, the tannin, and the wine. Other conditions also affect the taste of the wine, like climate, weather, sunlight, nutrients. Generally speaking, hot climate will add more sugar, more alcohol, more tannin, less acidity, while cool climate brings less sugar, less alcohol, lighter body, and more acidity. I would like to differentiate in between climate and weather. Climate refers to the average weather of a zone, like the Mediterranean, continental, tropical, where the changes produced in the climates are considered or constitute the weather. Like I mentioned before, weather conditions have a great impact in the taste of the wine. Receiving and gathering data of basic parameters can help you take decisions based on facts and help you increase production and quality. Our smart agriculture plugin Sense can monitor environmental parameters like humidity, temperature, pressure, radiation, wind speed, rain, soil conditions like moisture and temperature, and of course, plant growth. We will now analyze these basic parameters to see how they impact grapes, production, and plant development. What's the role of temperature in grapes? During this growth cycle, the vine needs an average temperature of 16 or in between 16 and 22 centigrades. Also, different varieties have different needs, and they need different types of heat to reach ripeness. In the wine world, usually the temperature is scaled in different categories. Cool, where the region has an average temperature in between or equal or below 17 centigrades. Mild, regions with an average temperature in between 17 and 18.5. Warm, 18.5 and 21 centigrades. And hot regions, over 21 centigrades. This is the reason why it's very important to choose the right variety of vineyards or wine for each region. Also, the temperature has a very deep impact on the acidity of the grapes. Humidity. Long exposure of humidity and mild temperatures can cause different diseases like mold, mildew, fungus. The right amount of humidity at the right time can be good for soil moisture purposes. If the humidity is prolonged during a long period of time without no exposure of sun or lack of sun, then the grapes can grow rotten and they are unusable. You see here a couple of examples of mildew within leaves and grapes, and also botrytis. Sunlight and power radiation. Light, like heat, is essential to vine's development. Without light, there's no photosynthesis and the plant dies. The more light there is, the more glucose the plant produces. However, excessive sunlight can cause burnt grapes, can be very harmful. This, as a result, gives bitter flavors to the wine. The wind and how the wind affects vineyard conditions. Wind usually moderates temperatures in the vineyard. It can cool down the temperatures in a warm summer day, but also it could warm up temperatures in a cold spring morning. This also slows down the maturation process for hot seasons. Wind can also prevent diseases coming from a large periods of humidity. Usually, vineyard managers can prune the leaves around the grape bunches to increase wind exposure and to avoid disease over the grapes. Also, wind can help to avoid frost damages on flowers, fruit, and leaves. In fact, some wineries, what they do is they install wind machines to reduce humidity and warm up the air to avoid spring frost. The importance of rainfall in the grape growing process. Precipitation amounts do need to monitor in order to determine if irrigation is necessary. The same thing would be with soil moisture. Excess amount of moisture or precipitation can cause quality issues, including diseases, fruit rot, and excess of vigor in the vines. A little bit of water stress actually is good for the quality of the grapes. You can increase the quality and increase the sugar. However, extreme water deficit is very harmful for the development of the fruit. So again, it's very necessary to monitor the amount of moisture in the soil. What's the type of irrigation system to be recommended for vineyards? Usually drip irrigation systems. You avoid different kind of diseases and leaves, and the water goes directly to the roots. However, how to irrigate is going to depend on the type of soil and the water content. Well-drained soils, they're going to have a higher need of water, and heavy clay soils, they might retain more water than other type of soils. There are two critical points or two critical areas where during the growing cycle the water is necessary. During flowering season, 2 weeks prior flowering season, and then 3-4 weeks during verizon season. Again, it's very important to monitor the type of and the amount of moisture in soil. Also, this is going to depend on how the roots have been developing in the past, or how the vineyard has been developing in the past. And lastly, soil temperature in vineyards. The amount of temperature in the soil is going to determine the water absorption and also the nutrient absorption. Depending on the level, the temperature, the high temperature, and the level where the temperature is being monitored, you need to consider also where the roots or how the roots have been developing, and also if they take nutrients and water from more into deep. Now I wanted to present a talk about different case studies or a few projects that we have been developing within the IoT sector in vineyards. The first one is a project done by Dolphin Engineering, which is a startup of the University of Lugano in Switzerland. They're specialized in precision agriculture. They have developed a decision support system based on wireless sensor networks coming from Libelium, and also different predictions based on algorithms. What they do is they monitor microclimate conditions to predict pests and diseases like Scaphyphodeus titanus, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it right, Plasmopara viticola, and Oidium. The founders of Dolphin Engineering, Mauro and Antonio, have selected, one of the main reasons they have selected Libelium is because the platform, they were already familiar with Arduino-based electronics, and in fact they work with this kind of platforms within the university and to train students from the High School of Lugano. In essence, PrediVine is a decision support system that monitors microclimate conditions in order to predict spread of grapevine pests and diseases. The next case study I wanted to talk about is a smart vineyard system from Elm Eden, which specializes also in wireless sensor networks and has developed a new viticulture solution based on our hardware. Nowadays, the platform is used in 4 continents. It can go from small vineyards of 2 hectares as well as bigger vineyards of more than 500 hectares. Basically, they have a system to manage different areas within the whole winery ecosystem to manage cost. You can gain insights into your cost and work performance, no? Enter the data of any device, and also manage it within the office. To manage work smarter, you can track workers' performance and plan their work on a daily basis. You can also treat with confidence, no? To avoid outbreaks of any kind of disease, well, mildew, botrytis, and some other pests. You can irrigate for quality. We already talked about the importance of the irrigation or watering in the right moment. Create documentation. You can export and create different official documents, and track your fleet, which I thought it was a very important part of the software application. To track your tractors, machinery, to see where they're doing the treatments or other labors within the vineyard. When it comes to wine, this company is very well situated. It's in one of the historic wine producing regions of Europe. What they do is they collect environmental data from the Plant and Sense units, and they export or they send the data directly to the vineyards application. They have an easy setup where you can either order one or multiple nodes. And the benefits not just for the farmers, but this includes also savings in time and money. The next project is in Lebanon, which is a huge winery that chooses Libelium's technology for the precision agriculture application. Lebanon in general has been the center of wine industry for centuries, and the point of origin of this tradition over the Mediterranean area. The winery, Chateau Kefraya, is one of the most modern wineries in the country and is located in Bekaa Valley. Libatel, in collaboration with Ojero Telecom, University of St. Joseph, and the Chateau Winery, have developed this agriculture sensor network based on Libelium's technology. The aim of this viticulture precision project is to compile soil and climate information and their effects in their grapes in compared to climate change. The information is automatically gathered by the sensors, analyzed with different techniques that compare. Until now, parameters were measured manually, and it was a very hard, long, and expensive process. These new sensor networks offers quicker and clear results. Lastly, this is our latest case study based on our region, Zaragoza, Aragon, Spain. Pago Ailes is a winery dedicated to the elaboration of aged wines, and is the only winery qualified with the Pago status in the community of Aragon. The project was developed in collaboration of Remote Technologies, the winery of Ailes, Julio Prieto, which is the agronomist of the winery, and he also works for other wineries, and Libelium. The project has combined agriculture automatic measurements with sensor technology. This has created a mesh network with more than 100 manual checkpoints across more than 25, across a large area with more than 25 measurement parameters. The platform that they use is AgriMesh, which is an application designed to add data manually, online and offline through the fields. They use their regular cell phones, and it's a tool that allows you to interpret the information in an easy way and in real time. What are the advantages of using AgriMesh? You can save up to 20% of your time on daily tasks, and you have the possibility to compare the data with historics. Also, the information can interact with any of the information coming from Libelium's technology, Libelium's development, or it can interact also with all the information that the farmers or agronomists can capture in the fields. And lastly, you can integrate this kind of information with any of the REP systems of the wineries. If you need more information of any of these case studies, you can always go to libelium.com and /case studies, and you'll have all the complete information of any of the case studies and more of all of the case studies that I mentioned. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them now, or you can always write to me at a.sancho@libelium.com. Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. I would like to answer the first question, Luis Alberto. The screenshots of apps and PC software are from Libelium or are from the client or third party? Yes, Libelium at the moment does not design any type of software. All the software applications are from third party companies. In fact, they are from our customers. So if you want more information of any of the cloud or applications for agriculture, you can contact me directly or contact the sales department. Any other questions? Another question from Samer. I'm not sure if I pronounced it right, but hi, I noticed the communication protocol is only GSM, 3G, 4G. Can it support alternative protocols such as LoRaWAN or Sigfox? Yes. In fact, the Livatel project was managed and installed and deployed with LoRaWAN technology using a multi-tech gateway. And for other types of crops or applications, we have used different technologies. For instance, there's a project in Italy using Sigfox, and also have deployed different different nets using 802.15.4 in Indonesia and Singapore, and using other radio protocols like 900 HP in Brazil and 900 US frequency in the US and Canada. What is the sensor's life duration? Well, usually it depends how the sensors are treated, but it should last a couple of years. Of course, they need a little bit of maintenance. Especially the weather sensor will need to be cleaned. Usually some insects get into the pluviometer. But if you take really good care of the sensors, they can last a couple of years, and then you can replace them for new ones. I mean, they're not very expensive sensors. Is it possible to work with NB-IoT? Hopefully at the end of the year, yes. We're getting ready to launch NB-IoT, not as a certified solution, but hopefully we'll have it available for plug-and sense units at the end of this year. We are looking to integrate an international module for NB-IoT. Next question, Francois. Are you using any IoT software framework platform, or are you using proprietary protocols and technologies to manage your sensors? Not sure what you mean. In order to manage the sensors and to send the information, we use our own platform, which is Wasmode. We manufacture and design the hardware that supports the sensors. I hope I answered your question correctly. Hi, in vineyard application, this is Luigi. How many and what sensors are necessary? In particular, how many soil moisture sensors do you suggest? Well, depending on the crop and what you want to measure. What I usually recommend is that if you have a very homogeneous extension of land and the crop is the same, first you need to study the conditions, and you might just want to install a couple of nodes, not representative areas. But if the crops are different species, or you want to monitor different parameters, you might want to install more than a couple. You always have to think about, okay, what is the problem, what is the need, and how the technology adapts to your needs. It's not a matter of just installing a lot of sensors and nodes. It's a matter of doing it wisely. Luis Alberto, do you plan to develop a general platform for monitoring all the data captured by Plug and Sense, or have an agreement with a third party to use a platform? Maybe in the future. We plan to, at some point, have our own software. Not at the moment. I think our customers in general do a very good job, and each customer or each system integrator that we have for the agriculture sector specialize in some kind of crop or some kind of application. So actually, it's much better that for the moment that you work with you guys for the software level. They have more expertise, and in most of the cases, they work with some kind of agriculture research center or university, which also assist in doing the role of creating all those predictive modules and so on. Tubolet, how many clients are there today with the application? Installation time of a complete project? Well, I don't know on top of my head all numbers. I was just reviewing a quantity of customers this morning for something else, and from the 1st of January of 2016 until today, we have over 6,000 customers all over the world. Not all of the customers end up in a huge project. Most of them are proof of concepts. And it usually takes a couple of 2 years to develop a big project from a proof of concept. But the number was around 6,000 customers in all verticals, not only agriculture sector. I don't know if this answers your questions, but I don't have a number right now for type of projects. Paolo Cantore. Hi, Paolo. I think you've been working with me before. Do you or one of your partners have some algorithm that we can use to correlate environmental variables and wine quality, whether that itself are useless? Thanks in advance. Whether that itself are okay. Yes. Hi, Paolo. Bueno, any of the customers that I presented today have correlative environmental variables based on the data. The data they receive. Especially Elm Eden is related also to wine quality and diseases, and Dolphin Engineering. Also, a good application to use would be AgriMess, which is also very oriented to wine quality because it's specially designed from an agronomist, which is in charge of private wineries. So the main goal of this application is to get like the best quality of the wine, to have the best wines. Carlo Pelliconi, can I connect, sorry, I missed the question. Can I connect Meslium with Amazon Cloud, AWS? Yes, Amazon Web Services will be launched, I believe, at the end of this month as part of the cloud connectors within our gateway, Meslium. Kiwang, can we use Meslium's sensor but using other gateway, Advantech, etc., and self-developed application? At the moment, the only gateways that can be used within our technology are the LoRaWAN gateways, and of course, Sigfox network operators. I do not believe that Sigfox sells their own gateways yet, but it would be like third-party gateways for LoRaWAN technology. The rest of the gateways, the rest of the current technologies that we have, radio, like 802.15.4, DGMS, Zigbee 900, need to go with our own gateway. And then, of course, for 4G, Wi-Fi, or Bluetooth, you can directly send to the cloud. There's no need to use a gateway. Sanat, hi, do you have any IoT project installed in India for vineyards? Not that I believe yet. I do have some customers working in the agriculture sector in India, but honestly, I do not know if they are focused on a specific type of crop. But we can follow conversation, or I can forward you the information of this customer focusing agriculture for India. Pablo Martin, in your previous reply to my question on Predivine, you suggested conducting Matic Elm Eden. I understood that it was developed by Dolphin. Oh, yes, sorry. Yes, Dolphin Engineering instead. Would you please clarify this point? Yes, sorry. Predivine was developed by Dolphin Engineering, by Mauro. If you wish, I can share with you his contact information. Send me an email, please, to a.sancho@libelium.com, and I'll put you guys in contact. Mark done. Have you thought of a solid state anemometer vane to reduce maintenance? Yes. So we are currently ready to launch to the market our new weather station, which would be seeing the light hopefully at the end of May. I think it'll surprise a lot of customers. So it's a really, really good weather station. I'm not going to mention any names yet, but it's going to be an ultrasound weather station with an infrared pluviometer. So I hope you receive it. I hope customers do like the choice Libelium made. Sanat, let me see. Please go to our. Oh, sorry, that's my associate Andrea who has responded to that question already. Is your company, Marlon, already have customers in the Philippines related to the topic discussed? The same thing will apply as India. I do have customers in the Philippines, but I'm not sure if they have deployed something in the vineyard sector. Keep in mind, please, that not necessarily I get feedback from all of my customers on their end application. Some customers decide not to share the information of their projects. I do assessorate them, or I do help them with their needs, but I not necessarily get feedback. So in some cases scenario, I do not know what some of my customers do with the product. I never get feedback, and they're not responsive. Clan, generally, how these sensors are powered, battery and energy harvesting, do you need to replace batteries periodically? Thanks. So usually for the agriculture sector, we use our rechargeable battery, which is already included by default in each plug-in sense, and also, of course, solar panels. So the devices are totally independent. They recharge themselves. They recharge by themselves, and usually the battery lasts like one of your the current cell phone batteries that you can find in the market, approximately 2 years. After 2 years, then you need to replace the battery. Wernot Javert, what was the name of the wine quality application you just mentioned? Agrimes. Again, if you need more information, you can either contact the sales department or contact me directly. Nelson, hi Anna, and thank you for the webinar. Does Libelium have sample sensor data available for software developers to use for proof of concept, testing, training? We could look into that. If you need some data, I can probably send you some data, either from Libelium Corporation or some of my customers can share some data with you. Anna, does Libelium support 6-low-pan? Okay, we did support 6-low-pan, but we discontinued this protocol a couple of years ago. So I'm sorry, but we no longer support this protocol. Pablo Martin, thank you very much, Anna. I will contact. Okay, thank you. Is that about it? No more questions? Any more questions? Okay, so just letting you know again that we have an open event for either customers, partners, anybody who wants to attend. It's happening on the 21st, 22nd. You'll have the chance to meet all Libelium's people, to meet some of our customers, some of the big ones. Very interesting panels. It's going to last a couple of days. You can either choose to attend just one day or stay a couple of days. We have different fees. I think, I believe that everything included with hotel nights and everything is around 400 euros. And then just one night, I believe is 300 and something. With all the visits, food, I think it's a very good chance. And I just wanted to let you know that if you want to attend, this year we're opening the event not only to partners and distributors, but to all of our customers and to anyone who's interested in attending. So feel free to contact the sales department, or feel free to contact me directly if you're interested in assisting. And perhaps you're from out of Europe, you can take the opportunity of spend some vacation time in Spain after the event. Great food, great weather, you know, beaches, culture. So, the event, where will it take place? Well, the event is going to be hosted in Zaragoza, which is our corporate office, but we are organizing everything in Iberos Hotel. Of course, if you want to come a couple or a day previous the event, we will be happy to have you here at Libelium corporate office and show you around, have a meeting, whatever is needed. Feel free to, thank you very much for taking the time to be here with me today, and hope to hear from you soon. Thank you very much again.